Welcome along to Hive Live Extra, our chance to look in depth at the game we've seen today. The Hornets were on the road to St Andrews and they ultimately ended up with all 3 points as they triumphed by 1-0 against Birmingham City. With me in the studio, I have two Hornets legends in Paul Robinson and Tony Coton, two members of the Hall of Fame as well, and we're going to dissect that performance today. And Robbo, is it one of those where ultimately you just look at it and think that's a win, that's 3 points in the bag and we move on?
Yeah, it wasn't the prettiest of games to watch, but like you say, 3 points, clean sheet, away from home, a job well done. Yeah, there was bits in the second half where I think Watford were much better than the first half, and looking on it outlook, they probably deserved the 3 points in the end with just how much they pushed Birmingham a little bit more than they did in the first half.
Absolutely, and TC, look, we've said that this championship, there's so many games that are coming up, it's relentless, and there's tough games away from home, tough places to go. So again, we shouldn't get too disheartened necessarily by the performance because ultimately it's a results game, isn't it?
Yeah, as I say, you're coming up to a busy period as well. You know, it'll probably be a bit of squad rotation. I don't know what's in the manager's thinking, but like Robbo said, at this stage it's just about getting the 3 points. On reflection, like Robbo says, I think second half we probably just shaded the game, which gave us, you know, the momentum really to stave off any chances from Birmingham. I don't think Ben's had a save off the free kick. In the same context, I don't think Etheridge has made any saves. I think both keepers were unemployed really for most of the game. But as I say, it's 3 points, and that's all that matters.
That is all that matters indeed, and it makes it back-to-back victories after the midweek result against Rotherham United. And we can cross now to St Andrews to get more post-match reaction.
Stipe, was that the correct result in the end?
Yes. I think for me it's penalty 100%. It's clear.
You hadn't been on for long at that point, had you? So how important is it for you to be able to make an impact when you get these opportunities?
You know, I mean, thanks God I'm now 100%. I feel good. You know, coach decide if I will start or not. I need to be 100% and to help the team. We know our objective. It's turn back in the first division in Premiership, so nobody care how much you play. It will end of the season we come back in first division, or I don't want to think what will be if we'll not.
Do you feel that was the correct result in the end? What did Watford deserve to win today?
You know, it's a difficult game. You see the pitch also today didn't was so good, but you know, I think that it's most important that we win, that we take 3 points, and that we need to forget how we play.
You played in midweek alongside Troy, and you got some time with him at the end again today. How well do you feel you two work together?
You know, I'm a football player. I like to be on the pitch. You know, he's a good player. He fight for the team. You know, me also. So I think that we doing well because last 2 games we win. So I hope so that we will continue to play and continue to win.
And how important is it to get these results away from home? Because you haven't won away from home since the Derby game earlier in the season, but today you've managed to get that second victory.
Yes, it's important to win the games, you know, because you know, this is long competition. We have a lot of games and we need to take 3 points if we want to be in top 2.
We've got another big week coming up as well. Brentford will be difficult on Tuesday, and then another away game next weekend at Huddersfield. What are you targeting from those two?
Yes, I hope so that we will take 6 points. We know that Brentford is a good team and that they was a little bit unlucky last year, but you know, it will be a tough game. And but I think that all depends about our team, how we will play, how we will want to win. So I don't think so that we will lose if we will be Watford.
Great to get the thoughts there of Stipe Perica, and also really good to see him back in the side after he had his injury layoff. TC, he seemed to make a real impact and a difference when he came off the bench, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Well, the one thing that he showed, he's got a bit of pace. You know what I mean? He's got in behind there. You know, we got the penalty. As I say, I don't know a lot of him because I don't watch all of Watford's games, but it was something that was missing throughout the game. little bit of pace, little balls in behind, and as I say, he did make the difference because of what happened.
Yeah, and that helps Troy as well, doesn't it, Robert, having someone like Paritza alongside him?
Yeah, and we've seen it quite a few times in the second half. The runners off Troy, you had Tom Cleverley as well, getting up more higher up the pitch and feeding off the flick-ons, and Paritza was playing on the shoulders of defenders, and that's what was lacking in the first half, that support for Troy. When you knowing he was going to win the ball, is the bodies getting in behind him and running into that space where you know the ball was going to drop. So yeah, I felt Paritza made a big difference when he came on as a sub.
Yeah, and he not only won the penalty, but he also was really involved in actually the lead up to that as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he's got that extra bit of height as well for set pieces, which Birmingham are renowned for doing. He was there to clear them, and then he started to move off. He's cleared the lines from a free kick of Birmingham having, and then he's covered the ground. And the great ball through from Troy, and Pedersen not having a clue where he was and bringing him down for the penalty. Yeah, it's a great movement and a great bit of play to get up with play to help Troy, knowing that he started it.
So obviously we're delighted that we got the penalty and got the goal, which means we end up with 3 points. But is that one Birmingham will feel they're a little bit hard done by, maybe?
What, just because of the penalty decision,
Yeah.
do you think? Well, I think Karanka, as soon as the final whistle went out, he was making a beeline for the manager, wasn't he? For the referee, sorry. You know, it was. Could he feel hard done by? The penalty was questionable. Robbo still thinks it was definitely a penalty. I'm 50-50 on it. But I think in general, you know, the second half performance, although not great, was a lot better from Watford, but better than Birmingham. So I think that just shaded it in Watford's favour. So,
Well, that's it. Yeah, you could see obviously Troy had those couple of chances before the goal, didn't he, Robbo? So it's sort of building up, wasn't it, the pressure on Birmingham?
Yeah, it was. Obviously, Troy had the two fantastic opportunities. One where he probably should have let the ball drop and then side-footed past the goalkeeper, and then the header on the penalty spot, which normally for Troy, he's putting that in the back of the net as well. Yeah, so he's had two chances to warm himself up. But just on that point there with TC, it's as a defender, you've got to be 100% certain that when you're sliding to ground in the penalty box, you've got to win the ball. And I don't think Christian was going to win the ball. So it made the referee's decision easier. And then cool as ice, steps up, Troy smashes it straight down the middle. So third time lucky.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, look, if we think back to the first half, there wasn't too much of note in there. But look, TC, they might not be happy about the penalty, Birmingham, but they could be fortunate to still have had 11 men at half-time, given those two early challenges.
well, we spoke about it at half time, didn't we? You know, in terms of Kefton Belt's, you know, Robbo knows him inside out, and he said that's how he plays. He's aggressive. He puts tackles in, not always well-timed tackles. You know, and he's got the yellow card, and possibly should have had a red. You know, so they can feel themselves lucky in that department. You know, but that's how Birmingham looked to set up. You know, get in the faces, close people down, and upset the rhythm. And they certainly did that with Watford. Watford couldn't get any kind of rhythm going, couldn't get the ball out wide into areas that you could hurt Birmingham, which would be frustrating for Troy, because Troy lives off supply, you know. Second half, it's ironic we get the goal from Troy coming short and then playing in one behind, you know. So can they feel hard done by with the penalty? Well, they can count the fortunes really that they had 11 men on the pitch. Yeah,
and look, we know the challenges Watford have had on the road. That was only their second away win of the season in the league. So Robbo, is that one where actually look, that's a blueprint, maybe that second half performance as to what they need to be doing going forward? Games like Huddersfield and Millwall that are coming up.
Yeah, it just takes that little bit more pressure off you, knowing that when you're going away from home, fans are expecting you to win. They've got that 3 points now. That's the most important thing away from home. So they just have to build momentum on it now. Obviously, they're at home midweek against Brentford, but then away to Huddersfield. So that's the time now then where they've got to keep this pressure going in Christmas period coming up, the games. Just keep picking up the points. That's the most important thing in this division, is keep picking up the points.
So those 3 points away at St Andrews leave the Hornets in fourth place in the Championship table after 18 games with 33 points and just 4 off the top. So very close to those all-important 2 automatic places. Final thoughts, guys. Robbo, I mean, being in that position, it's a great place to be at this time of the season, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. Still loads of points to play for. sitting fourth in the division, picking up great points today. The 3 points were massive today, and it's making sure that you're keeping them top teams in your sight, and you're just in and around it over Christmas period.
And games coming thick and fast, TC. We're back here at Vicarage Road with some fans as well against Brentford. That'll be a very different proposition when at Brentford. They had a terrific time last season.
Totally different, pure footballing teams. Watford are going to have to be right on their mettle from the first whistle to get anything out of that game, because they are a good team. I've watched them, I've seen them. They pass the ball well, they've got good movement, they have runners in behind. So this will be a different proposition to what they've faced today. But like Robbo said, there's going to be games when you don't perform, you don't play well, and it's all about picking up points. And today was one of them. Tuesday is about being total concentration, and it's going to be a really difficult game. And I'm hoping that I'm wrong and they steamroll them. But I've seen at Brentford a lot. They are a good footballing team. There's no surprise they're up and around it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a great game. I'm going to tune in and watch it, and another 3 points will be really important at this stage. Going into the Christmas period and the New Year, you've got to keep in with the top sort of 2 or 3.
It's a sort of moving time almost,
yeah,
isn't it?
It is. That period over Christmas and the New Year is very important, that you don't lose touch with the ones above you.
Yeah, in Robbo's, that's what you want to get into the new year and into January in a really strong position to then push on for the final part of the season.
Definitely, because this league's all about mentality as well. It's the right mindset, right group of players, keeping that togetherness, and staying in touch with the ones that are in and around you. That's what you've got to do. And then you see the teams then starting the end of January, February, you see them top teams then just gradually build themselves away, just because they've got that strength and depth in their squads to do that.
Absolutely. Well, as we say, we're back here on Tuesday night for the visit of Brentford. That is an 8 o'clock kickoff, Tuesday the 15th of December. So we'll be live on air from 7 p.m. TC. So make sure you join us there. You go online at watfordfc.com/Hive Live to get your pass. I don't know, surely someone, a Hall of Famer, qualifies for a free pass, but we'll see what we can do. Emma Saunders will be here hosting that one for you. And then plenty of games still to come in December when we'll be having Huddersfield Town on the road next weekend. That's on Saturday at 3 o'clock, so we'll be live on air at 2. And then we're back here straight after Christmas on Boxing Day at the Vic. That is now an evening kickoff, 7:45 p.m. against another of the early pace setters, Norwich City. So join us for that one. And then we go on the road to the New Den and play Millwall on Tuesday the 29th. That one is early evening, a 5:30 p.m. kickoff. For all of those, it's watfordfc.com/Hive Live to make sure you join us. But from all of us here at Vicarage Road, thank you very much to Robbo, thank you to TC. It's been an absolute pleasure to have these legends with us today. We look forward to seeing you soon, but until then, stay safe, stay well.
Click here for more video.